Barack, I want him.
He's half white.
His father's from Kenya and his mother's white.
So, why isn't this a date?
We work together. It's inappropriate.
When this film was brought to our attention, we just loved it. We loved how intimate and up close the story was. We love that it's a couple that we all care about, that we all have become very familiar with, but a lot of us may not have been familiar with their first date. And seeing how they ended up is great. We see that on TV every day, but this is a window into how they started.
Shouldn't we be getting to the meeting?
We have some time. It's not for another few hours.
What?
I thought we'd swing by the Art Center. There's an Afrocentric exhibit that's supposed to be...
Wait, what is this?
What is this? I don't know. I mean, taking at face value, that's a pretty existential question, Michelle.
What happened to the meeting?
It doesn't start till 4, so I thought we'd see some paintings, maybe grab a bite to eat.
We wrote a song for this film. This was after I watched the rough cut of the film and saw how romantic and sweet the film was and how it was about the beginning of something special. And so I wrote a song called Start, which basically is saying, you know, we don't really know where this is going to go, but it's not going to go anywhere unless we start. And that's the idea behind the song, and it was directly inspired by watching the film and listening to the rest of the music in the film and trying to continue that motif at the end of the film.
Barack, you seem like a really sweet guy. But how many times do I have to tell you we're not going out together?
Well, Michelle, thank you for saying that. You seem like a real sweet girl, but I have to correct you. We are in fact out, and we are in fact together.
But not on a date. This is not a date.
I was so impressed by Tika and Parker and how they embodied the president and the first lady. We know who they are. We know who this couple is, but to have a couple of actors take on that challenge of doing the roles, it's a lot of pressure, you know? Everybody knows what they are, they know how they act, they know their demeanor and their mannerisms, and to take on the challenge of portraying them, I think was a pretty awesome task, and they were both very much up to the task.
I never would have considered that perspective, Barack. See, that's why we need a guy like you full time. Michelle, make sure to treat him real good. We want him sticking around. We'll see you both Monday.
Good night.
Good night.
Thanks.
You always wonder when people are seeing themselves on screen, they know how that date went, so they may have some fact-checking going on in their mind. Well, we didn't say it exactly like that, but you know, they'll probably have a little bit of that. But I think what we've done and what Richard, the filmmaker, has done really well, I think, has captured the spirit of who these two people are and how simple and innocent and earnest their first date was. Neither of them knew what it was going to become. It became something really special. But I think he really captured the spirit of who they were and what their first date was like. We've known some of the details through interviews and their own stories and their own things that they've said on the record about what their first date was like. We know they went to go see Do the Right Thing. We know several other things about, you know, what their relationship was like. But to have it dramatized in this way that I think is so honest and so pure and so intimate, I think is pretty powerful, and I hope the Obamas will like it. I'm not going to speculate on whether they will or not, but I think there's a good chance they will.